Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I'm Nada Nauni from Escalento, CBA 0018. I'm 11 years old and I love reading. I can spend hours on reading. It's amazing. Kaboom! An explosion was heard. This scenario is in this book. This is the book that really interests me. A silly science experiment is the title of the book. Do you want to know about it? A silly science experiment by Timothy Rowland. What do you think about it? You're right, it's funny. It looks like a comic, but actually it teaches science. I just love it. Though this book consists 91 pages, it is humorous to read. It was a student named Guy who writes a comic for the school newspaper. He was finding a story and he got one. He's going to write about his science lesson. The most interesting part in this story is how the science teacher taught the students. It was full of surprises, full of shocking experiments. Do you still remember the explosion? Kaboom! It was caused by the science teacher, Miss Lizzie. Look at the way how the students run. But don't worry, they just love it, including me. And she was promised something even bigger will happen. The students very excited and wait eagerly. Do you know what is it? The teacher wanted to host a show on TV and she was wearing a super science costume. Like this. She was leaping from the desk and landed on the floor. Funny, right? Just to show her students how gravity works. Wow, amazing! My English teacher said she will end up in the hospital if she does that. Just kidding. The best part is when the students work very hard to be the stars in the show. They thought very hard to create an interesting experiment to be selected for the show. They worked really hard. I mean, very hard. Look at the page 51. This is how the other students did the experiment with a seesaw, jumping from the desk, use skateboard, being an astronaut or an astronaut. Which one do you want to be? An astronaut or an astronaut? The illustrations in this book are not colorful, but they are in the form of cartoon. Look here, on page 44. What does it say? A real hamster, a fake hamster, a real smile, a fake smile. Is it the same? Now, the illustrations on page 45. This is Peanut, the hamster. He was wearing a helmet, parachute, and the grin on his face. Cute, right? Now, on page 47, this is how Guy and Zoe did the experiment with two hamsters. One with the parachute and the other one without. This shows gravity and what happened in the end. Can you guess the answer? Read the book and you will know it. By reading this book, I know cooperation is very important if you want to succeed. Just like Guy worked hand in hand with Zoe to create the science experiment, even though sometimes they never agree with each other. As students, you must always work hard, work smart, and never give up to achieve our aims. The sentences in this book are simple and easy to understand. I would say there are no difficult vocabs. I really enjoy reading this book and not forgetting I get knowledge about science. It benefits me. For those who don't really favor science, I'm very sure after you read this book, you will love science. But you need to get this book. A silly science experiment. Read it, enjoy it, and you'll love it. Thank you.